Good everyone, and welcome to today's video, and today is a Spade impressions on the AM-1 Mauler. Now, I've been working on this thing for a bit of time. I had some premium time left, as well as a couple of boosters lying around. I thought, well, I'm with Dave Schilling for a couple of flights. I'll begin getting her spaded, and I decided, sod it, I might as well get it spaded whilst I'm at it. So obviously, I did cover a bit on the AM-1 Mauler when I did the first flight. It's been about 2 weeks when this video comes out. Maybe no, it'd be about 3 weeks almost. That I've obviously been working on the aircraft, but it's it's just been a slow process. But as soon as I got the premium time and I decided, yep, sod it, it got not only just better, but it was also a lot more my sort of aircraft. So the AM-1 Mauler, obviously I've got it set to what you would call clean, where there's no ordnance, no nothing. Where you've just got the four 20mm cannons, these T-31s. They act very similar to AM-2s. I swear they're the same freaking gun, just with an insane rate of fire. They have a fire rate of 750 rounds a minute for each gun. So, as you can imagine, the guns empty very quickly, so you've got to bear that in mind. So let's take a look at some of the ordnance options. And normally I wouldn't do this, but obviously this is an attack aircraft. It's sort of designed to do this shit. There's no other word to put it. For belts, obviously you get the standard 20mm belts for America. People keep saying default's best. Nah, air targets is best, in my opinion. You just blow up more shit with air targets. Universal is obviously HEFI and ABIT. Ground targets is 2 APIT, 1 HEFI, and a P, which is a practice shell. The practice shell is useless. Don't bother with this belt unless you're proper gonna go ground pounding and not attack a couple of air threats if you want to be that guy. Obviously, air targets, HEFI, APIT, HEFI, HEFI, 3 HE, 1 AP. You can see why I prefer this belt. It can still ground pound, it can still kill air threats. That's sort of what it's meant to do. It's called air targets for a reason. Stealth is 3 HEFI and 1 practice. I don't recommend stealth, but the 3 HEFI would come in handy. So let's take a look at some of the ordnance options. Stock, you get the 14 times 250-pound payload. I don't particularly like this payload. It can kill a base, so that's what I recommend you save it for, but otherwise the bombs are pretty hard to use against pillboxes. Against tanks, they're no problem, but even so. If you choose to go for the 500-pound bomb load layout, you get 3 500-pounders. They're a lot more effective, I'll tell you that much. You can have also up to 3 1,000-pounds. Once you get the torpedoes, you can have 3 torpedoes. I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. Once you get down to the 2,000-pound layout, you can have a single 2,000-pound bomb. I think the Skyraider can carry a single 2,000 and 2 1,000s under the wings. So if you want more ordnance, go for a Skyraider. But if you want a bit more offensive firepower in terms of guns and more torpedoes, the Mauler's probably going to be your aircraft. Now we're going to rockets. Obviously, HVAR rockets times 12, 2 Tiny Tims, 12 HVAR rockets and 2 Tiny Tims. Oops, sorry. 12 rockets and 3 500-pound bombs. The favorite payload I use is 12 rockets, 1 1,000 and 2 500s. 12 HVAR rockets, 2 Tiny Tims and a 1,000 pounder underneath the fuselage. 12 HVAR rockets and 3 torpedoes. 12 HVAR rockets and a single 2,000. 10 250 and 3 500s, 10 250, a 1000 and 2 500s, or finally a single 2000 underneath the fuselage and 12 times 250. So for Norway, obviously you're going to want this payload. Now this looks pretty formidable, don't it? You can actually kill 4 destroyers with this payload. In terms of torpedo drop, the left one drops first, then the right, then the center line. So you got to line that up. Obviously, the rockets on fire as normal. But I'm just going to go over briefly some of the payloads you can obviously have. Obviously, 3 1000s. Let's go. Tiny Tims and rockets. These look quite nice. I haven't tried the Tiny Tims in ages. I might have to give them a try. My favorite payload is this one. which looks quite nice on the aircraft. Let's go for the 2012 50s or 250s. This looks quite nice as well. Obviously, the 2,000 pound or nuke basically anything. And we'll go briefly over this one, just so you can have a quick look at some of the payloads. You can simply just take 12 HVARs if you want, or just 2 tiny TIMs. Your stock payload looks like this, which is alright. It's an alright payload, but I'd personally use it for base bombing. The stock bomb load is pretty crap. But anyway, what's it like to fly? Well, straight away, I'm going to warn you about the rudder. If you plan on doing rudder movements, it is very questionable. It's a very responsive rudder. There have been cases where I've nearly put this thing in a flat spin trying to dodge someone, so do bear that in mind. Other than that, you can match turns with most German fighters, from what I've been able to find. You'll see that in this battle, if I remember rightly. In terms of offensive firepower, the 420mm cannons are perfectly suitable for dealing with any air threat that you have. It will tear apart pretty much anything that you see. As we saw in the first flight, I tore apart a Focke-Wulf, a G55, and 2 Ju-288s. So, let's jump into a little game. Let's see what this thing can do, and we'll just see, well, how we did. Tomorrow's video, I've already got that planned, is going to be a subscriber request by a new subscriber, well, a recent subscriber named Raptor Jesus. That will be for the Breda 88P11. Now in this flight, I am joined by Dave Schilling. Obviously, I've had a good couple of games with him. He's a nice bloke. We do have our agreements and disagreements, but that's just typical. Last night, I got the M3 Lee skins done, so I was well happy with that. But in this actual battle, I don't have the 3 torpedoes. I was actually working on that mod. I have the 3 500-pounders and the 12 HVAR rockets on board. But before we continue, obviously those sim pilots, just to go briefly over the cockpit, I'll let you have a brief look around. Obviously, oh my god, what the hell's happened to the cockpit? Okay, we're having some replay issues. There we go. For some reason, the replay was being a bit weird. Okay. I suck at trying to look around in cockpit view. But you can see around most of the aircraft. The visibility of the aircraft is actually pretty good. You do have a major blind spot behind the pilot's armored plate. And, well, it's not too bad. Obviously, with the aircraft's battle rating of 5.7, there is a possibility you might fight jets. I never had that. The worst I got was 6.3, which is what this game is. I never saw a jet in this thing, so I will be working on the 82 Skyraider, which is what Dave Schilling is flying today. He is in his 82 Skyraider. He has 12 rockets and a single torpedo. But obviously the Mauler, when you get it upgraded, will have 3 torpedoes and 12 rockets, so it's a bit better than the Skyraider for this job. But otherwise, I'd say stick to the 82 if you're going to go for bombing. Otherwise, anti-naval is probably going to be the Mauler's best bet. But you're powered by an R4360 28-cylinder radial? It might be a 24-cylinder radial. It is an insanely powerful engine. On just takeoff power alone, you're pushing at least 2900 horsepower. That's obviously spaded. But on takeoff power, aka web, you're pushing nearly 3300. Obviously in this game, I was not pushing that. I was just touching 3000 at this point because I'd just gotten the compressor done. But yeah, I got this plane done in about another 10 to 15 flights. It was really enjoyable. We did have some arseholes, but that's nothing new. But overall, if you're gonna get this aircraft, Norway's probably going to be your favourite map for this aircraft. And I know that sounds daft because not many people like Norway, but Dave Schilling is about to go and take out a destroyer with his torpedo drop. He's just dropped his torpedo, and I believe he's just sunk that one. He's fired off his rockets, he's killed one, and Here are the air brakes, by the way. I forgot to mention this thing does have air brakes. They are very effective. I'm going in at full power, just to point out, and it's barely slowing the plane down. It's slowing the plane down massively. I drop all 3 bombs. And there goes 1 destroyer for my first naval kill. I swoop back around. Dave should have gave me some advice with the H-4 rockets. You're going to want to aim for the bridge, preferably on a destroyer, to kill it, H-4. Tiny Tims will do it regardless, but when he says that, I start aiming for the bridge. I fire all 12, and there we go, second destroyer sunk. And it is at this point where me and Dave decide to book it. Obviously, Dave's a lot faster than me. You can see he's doing 325 miles an hour. You've got to bear in mind, though, Dave's plane is fully spaded. He loves spading aircraft and tanks. I, however, I'm less than half spaded, so I'm barely keeping up. I'm doing a good speed, but obviously the Mauler's a lot heavier, but has a lot more power behind it. In a few moments, though, we are going to have a problem with a BF-109K4, who decided to chase 2 already dropped ordnance attack aircraft back to their carrier. I have no idea why you would try that, but hey ho. Desperate 109 pilots. I'll obviously show you my stats of the aircraft whilst the... Well, in fact, I'll quickly show you it now just so I don't forget, because you guys know I'm like forgetting. 9 air kills, 7 deaths, 133 ground targets, 11 naval targets destroyed. All those were destroyers, by the way. I didn't kill a single carrier because we didn't get any Japanese maps. The 9 air kills I mostly got in head-ons, I'll be truthfully honest. The 7 deaths, most of those were from jumping out, from denying some twats kills, because the problem is flying an attack aircraft, you will get picked on by fighters a lot. But unbeknownst to me and Dave, we're actually being followed by this guy, Empire Knight. Now, I have no idea why he was chasing us, but it is quite clear he's packing a lot of firepower in his plane. Now, I don't mean to be that kind of guy, but why is he following 2 planes that have already dropped their ordnance? And just why? You're not helping your team. I mean, if we look at his stats, he's level 100. You'd expect him to have some bloody brain cells, but hey ho, he's a mostly arcade pilot. What can you do? Well, just looking at his tanks, he has to pay to win to get anywhere, so. But obviously, it's around about this point where I'm just flying across the carriers, and I'm just thinking, well, they're just like cruisers, I'm thinking nothing of it. I don't actually know he's there yet. But it's in a moment where I noticed the AAA firing. I'm obviously getting the plane a bit more wound up. And at this point, I noticed the anti-aircraft guns are starting to fire, and I'm thinking, maybe that's it? Then I look behind me, and I'm thinking, oh shit, and I'm saying to Dave, right, we've got a Tango on R6. He's coming in fast. We don't know what it is, but I said to Dave, well, at this rate, it looks like he's catching me. Sure enough, he is. By quite a considerable margin. So I think at this point, right, I'm going to turn in. I'll force a head-on, make him shit himself when he sees 420 mils flying at his face. I'm not scared of a 19K4. He's scared of me. I get a hit into his tail section. It doesn't do anything. And this is where we enter our first proper dogfight that I had in this aircraft. Now, in a practically stock configuration, the Mauler can actually keep with a 19K4 in a turn pretty dang well. I don't know how it does spaded, because I didn't get a chance to have a go at that. But now Dave is turned around, he's coming my way, and he's ready to shoot this guy down. And Dave's like, you okay over there? And I'm like, yeah, I'm matching this guy for move, which is rather surprising. But as you can see, the 109's draining speed. He's not maintaining good airspeed. Obviously, with this thing's insane amount of power, it can stay level. Now, my shooting's a bit crap here because I'm not really used to the guns. But at this point, Empire Knight probably knows he's screwed. He's got a Sky Raider bedded down on him. He's got a Mauler on him. At this point, I score a critical hit. fire a couple more rounds, I blow something off, but Dave finishes him off. But funnily enough, one of my stray cannon rounds hits pilot, so I get another assist. So, yeah, thanks for that, Dave. Great help. I want to probably survive that engagement without you. But it's quite clear that Empire Knight was no use to his team alive. So, Empire Knight, mate, you shouldn't have gone for us. Just go for the fucking fighters. Thought I heard something then. Yeah, this aircraft is a heck of a lot of fun. But it's not over yet. At this point, Dave's obviously spotted that dot. We obviously are communicating via Discord as per usual. And we see this JU-288, and Jane Prawn 3's recently bought one of those, so he's probably going to be screaming at the screen next for what we're about to do. Dave being Dave, he does not give a toss. He's going straight up, using all his Sky Raider's airspeed, and he is going straight up for this 288. Obviously the Sky Raider's quite heavy, but it's also got quite a powerful engine. He blows what appears to be one of his ailerons off, but Dave's actually taken an engine hit from the 288's gunners. But what the 288 doesn't realise is that there's actually a Mauler coming in to have a crack at him. Air kill. You can see what I mean by the rudder now. Here's where the rudder really wants to make this thing spin. You've really got to be careful with it. And I run drive cannon ammo right as I kill that guy. But that is pretty much mine and Dave's contribution to this battle done. But obviously, the one thing about the Mauler, she's carrier based like the Sky Raider, so you can land it on a carrier on Norway and obviously Japanese maps. Very handy to have. Like I said, I didn't get a single Japanese map. Not a single one. Which, to be honest, I'm kind of thankful for, because the Japanese are just bad at taking out attack aircraft first. I'll obviously work on the Sky Raiders. I've also got a French Sky Raider to do. I'll work on those. But there we go. Tail was hooked. And I'm down. Engine off. And that is that. So not a bad flight. Obviously, 1 air kill, 2 destroys, destroyed, pun intended. 2 assists, which, to be honest, I should really only have 1 assist, but hey, thank Gaijin. AM-1 Mauler. Yeah, get this thing. It is absolutely amazing. I didn't think I'd have this much fun flying an attack aircraft at this sort of battle rating, because I see AM-1s, 82s, 84s just getting slaughtered by fighters, and I just think they're crap. But they're actually not. You just need to have a decent team. You need to just know how to ground strike. And not only that, you can be a bit aggressive with this thing. As we saw, it was matching that K4 move for move, so... Wouldn't have been able to match it in vertical, mind you, but hey-ho, he wanted a turn fight for some reason. I bet he's the kind of 109 K4 pilot to turn fight a Spitfire, but... that would be pretty funny to see, though, like an AM-1 Mauler out-turning us, like... out-turning his 109, but sadly I didn't have the airspeed and I didn't have the turn rate thanks to the lack of mods in this battle. But yeah, obviously pretty good stats in the aircraft. Came out with a positive, which is always nice for a ground attacker. And I will certainly be using this thing a little bit more, I think. Probably in ground forces when I go to do the skins on my Jumbo. I will certainly bring this thing out, or a Sky Raider. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys off. I hope you enjoyed today's video on the AM-1 Mauler, and I will see you all on the next one, which will be the Predator88 subscriber quest. Bonus video for that day as well will be Albert F, also known as Mr. Cat, his subscriber request for the F6F5. Anyway, I'll let you all off. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all on the next one.